Hi everyone, it's Nisha. So today I'm going to try the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I know this is not new, but as you know, I bought it not very long ago. I'm wearing it obviously on now, and my face basically is finished off with the new Charlotte Tilbury's Glowgasm. Yes, Glowgasm palette. I think you've already seen me using it. Let's have a look what they say about this foundation. This transfer-resistant medium coverage foundation creates a smooth canvas for flawless, comfortable matte wear using our exclusive Comfort Matte technology, whatever that is never cakey or mask-like. 14-hour photo-friendly wear, smooths for a flawless finish, oil controlling, infused with exclusive Comfort Matte technology, smells like peach and sweet fig milk. You already know that I don't really like the peachy, fruity smells from Too Faced. I only like the chocolate smells, but these it is a nice smell, but it's very synthetic. You know, you can tell it's not like a natural peach smell, but it goes away pretty quickly. You only smell it when you apply it. So as usual, we will go to the demo. I will show you what it looks like, and then I will come back at the end of the day and we will check how it works. Okay, so let's apply the Too Faced Dew Primer on one side. We'll see how these two interact, and mine is in Radiant Nude. So I'm going to put it on my right side. It's got a very strong smell. The smell goes away though. It's very pretty. I love those luminous primers. Okay, so again, this is in Golden Beige, and I will do this side with a sponge and this side with a brush. So this is just one pump. I squeezed one pump, which is quite a lot. Okay, this, with the sponge, I would say gives light to medium finish. So it does even out your skin tone, but if you have a lot of things to cover, it won't cover. But that was pretty quick, so it blended out nicely. So let's do one pump on the other side, and we do this side with the brush. And I would suspect that with the brush I will get better coverage. Oh, didn't do down my neck. You always ask about this brush. This is Artist number 7 oval brush. These are very expensive, so you don't have to have this one. It is a wonderful brush, but there is so many cheaper dupes out there. Yeah, definitely get, you can see better coverage with the brush, and that's quite normal. He applies very nicely with the brush as well. You know, like some foundations apply better with one or the other. This one is fine with both. Okay, so I don't feel like the finish is very matte. It says this is a soft matte foundation and comfortable matte, so that's how it feels. I mean, you know, I did moisturize my skin very well, because when I hear matte, I know with my dry skin I need to moisturize. So we will see, might dry down to a more matte. So let's apply another layer and we see how it builds up. And I've told you before, I always build up with sponge, because now this the foundation has something to adhere to. It's got the first layer, so sponge is fine usually. I turned the lights down a bit because it's quite miserable outside, but I think it was a bit too bright, so you get better idea of the color with the lights down. It's a lovely color. It actually really matches me. So it builds up okay, but still it's not, I don't think you can build it up to full coverage and keeping it looking, you know, quite natural. I think if I put another layer, it would really look too thick. But yeah, it has given me a bit more coverage. Like I always say, to me, this is plenty. But I know that for some people that would not be full coverage. It's a beautiful finish. I really like it and I love the color. I like most Too Faced foundations. The Born This Way was my favorite for a very long time and I still like it, but you know, I've got so many foundations. But yeah, I really like this one. Let me zoom you in. Obviously, I don't have any concealer on. I don't really put my foundation under my eyes. But as you can see, I think it's really nice. So it's definitely not a full coverage foundation, but full coverage enough for me. Okay, so I'm going to finish it off. I will put the concealer on, powder, and then I will come back. Okay, so I'm finished. I've got, you know, the Charlotte Tilbury's stuff on my face and you've already seen it, I think. So yeah, the foundation looks nice. It has definitely, it looks a bit more matte now. Let me turn the light down a bit. Okay, that's better. It looks more matte, but obviously I've powdered as well. The luminosity is from the Charlotte Tilbury powder, but let me zoom you in. So this is how it looks. Yeah, so it's very nice. I've been trying so many foundations lately and I think I liked all of them. And because, you know, most of it is like first impressions, I can't really yet say which one out of those is my favorite, but I am quite happy and getting on with all of them. It's only when you start wearing it more frequently you can tell which one you prefer more than the other. But you know, I think it's helpful because, you know, the type of skin I have, you know, obviously dry, normal, mature skin, and I think it helps to see also how it wears. So yeah, I feel like I can make most foundations work, you know. I can always adjust it with powders, with mineral foundation on top of it if I'm not happy with it. Let me just tell you that the CYO foundation from the drugstore is like my favorite. I still wear it all the time. But yeah, I like all the other ones that I've just lately reviewed, including this one. So anyway, I will come back much later to just check because we don't know, this foundation might look absolutely horrendous after a few hours of wear. Okay, so it's almost 6 o'clock. I look like I've been dragged through hedges backwards. We have another storm, Helen, I think. And I tell you, she is a hormonal beast. It's awful out there. So I've walked Louis, I've just redone my nails, and let's have a look. Okay, so on the first look it looks fine, but what I have noticed that it stayed quite matte. The shimmer that you see is just from the palette because I've used a lot of the shimmery bits from the Charlotte Tilbury's palette, but it definitely hasn't gone, you know, like usually my oils come through a bit and I get a bit glowy. It hasn't happened to it, so it sort of stayed matte, and to me it's a bit too dry, especially on my chin. I will zoom you in a minute. Let me turn the light down again. Okay, so can you see on my chin it's sort of broken up a bit and it's quite dry and powdery here. I don't know if you can, how well you can see it, but when I look in my mirror I can definitely see it. So I'm not liking it so much now. I liked it when I first applied it, but not so much now. So out of the Too Faced Dew You foundation and the Pitch Perfect, I definitely prefer the Dew You. If you have oily skin or combination skin, you probably will really like it, because like I said, it stayed on really well. How many hours? 10 and it's almost 8 hours. It stayed on really well. You know, I always expect my foundation after 8 hours to break a bit on my chin, on my nose. You know, you touch these places usually. So when it comes to staying power, it's pretty good, but I just don't like the finish so much. It's a bit touch too matte for me, too dry. Maybe if I mixed it with a drop of oil or something, it would be better. It's a not terrible foundation. I think it's a very good foundation, but just not as good for my skin type. The better one for my skin type is the Too Faced Dew You foundation. Okay, my lovelies, so I hope that helped a bit. Thank you so much for watching and stay fabulous. Bye.